Most colleges around the country believe they have a top game day atmosphere, but not how the Little Apple does it. You will run into all sorts of fun things at Chester's, including my favorite, the pumpkin chucker. Though what separates Chester's from other farms is one of his new animals. This is how Piedmont welcomes fall. The impact this tragedy had on OSU's focus that night is indescribable. The OSU culture was tested once again, but prevailed. The regular season has ended for college football, meaning it's bowl season. It was announced yesterday that Oklahoma State will take on Wisconsin in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in Phoenix, Arizona. Game time is on December 27th at 7:15 Central Time.
There are highs and lows for every college program. Oklahoma State has seen its fair share of highs, including last year's 11-2 season ending in a Fiesta Bowl trophy. One of those losses coming to Iowa State on the road, their first loss in Ames since the major upset in 2011.
I was watching that. They stormed the field. I saw them storming the field, and I immediately just busted into tears. And I was crying on and off for probably the next week.
What a lot of people tend to forget is the tragedy that struck the OSU community just hours before, through the ups or, of course, the downs.
He said he'd heard that there had been another plane crash. I'd been also at the paper then when the Remember the 10 crash happened. So it was really a disturbing phone call to get. I had to start checking with some sources to see if that was accurate, if that was indeed the case, and it was.
The impact this tragedy had on OSU's focus that night is indescribable. The OSU culture was tested once again, but prevailed.
And it impacted players because in this department, you don't have separate men's and women's athletic departments. So the plane crash, and just the terrible tragedy impacted everybody from players to coaches to those of us that traveled.
In the midst of hardship, one has the option to lay down and quit or rise to the occasion. The next week, OSU stomped rival OU, followed up with a New Year's Six bowl win against Stanford. It will be 11 years next week since the crash on November 17, 2011, that took 4 people's lives of not just the athletics program, but the Cowboy family. Even though the Cowboys are in a rough stretch, like the program, the Cowboys are resilient and will be up before you know it. For the Poke Report, I'm Noah Blackwell. The atmosphere at college football stadiums attract millions of people every fall. Constant debate between Big Ten and SEC schools on best game day atmosphere is a given, but often overlooked are the small college towns in the Big 12. That brings me to Manhattan, Kansas, 58 miles west of the state capital and the site of Kansas State University.
I think Manhattan is one of those little treasures that people don't understand. It's off of the interstate, so you have to go there to experience it. You can't just go through it. And it's just one of those, the limestone buildings on the campus are beautiful. It has kind of this continuity.
Tailgating is a huge part of college football in the setting of a great atmosphere. I was in Manhattan during their homecoming and explored what their tailgate scene was all about.
About family. At the end of the day, it's about a game, right? And it's about having a good time. And, we appreciate you guys being here, and we appreciate having the opportunity to be here ourselves. So why wouldn't we just have a good time together? The world's a crazy place right now, so let's just all enjoy life.
Most colleges around the country believe they have a top game day atmosphere, but not how the Little Apple does it.
It's not just the locals who believe the game day culture in Manhattan is different. Opposing team fans who make the trip have nothing to worry about when it comes to trash talk.
Oh man, the atmosphere, the fans are just phenomenal. Everybody's super welcoming. And when we were walking up, from the parking lot, you could smell a good brisket. That's when you know it's going to be a good game day.
The warm personality is felt through the unique qualities of the town, like the Johnny Caw statue, a wheat farmer and famous fictional character in Kansas. Bill Snyder Family Football Stadium is also unique with its castle-like architecture and stone exterior. The Little Apple did not disappoint with its game day atmosphere and welcoming small-town personality. For the Poke Report, I'm Noah Blackwell. Orange leaves fill the trees with the new fall season upon us. Pumpkin patches across Oklahoma are opening their farms for fun fall festivities. With this in mind, I drove to Piedmont, Oklahoma, a small city northwest of OKC, to check out a pumpkin patch doing things a little bit different.
I thought, well, all I need to do is add pumpkins. And so We did that in the first year we did it in 2001. I was open 10 days and had 4,000 people come out. And I thought, holy smokes, this might be a pretty cool thing.
Since 2001, Chester's has been a go-to fall outing for families to enjoy. There is no shortage of fun activities here. Pony and tractor rides, mazes, barnyard games, the petting zoo, and more are included with admission.
We came out to Chester's Party Barn and Farm to see all the wonderful animals and take some nice photo ops and enjoy the time, fall weather with the grandbaby.
You will run into all sorts of fun things at Chester's, including my favorite, the pumpkin chucker. Though what separates Chester's from other farms is one of his new animals. This is how Piedmont welcomes fall.
Yeah, we have a wonderful little girl named Pumpkin who is the smallest horse in the world. She was born at 15 inches tall, and when she was born, she was 1 inch away from tying the world record at the time. Since then, we have found in the last year or so that the ones that had that record have passed away. Those horses have passed away, and so now we believe we have the smallest horse in the world here at our farm.
Chester was already involved in child entertainment before the pumpkin patch. He was a professional clown, including Ronald McDonald, making appearances at new McDonald locations.
You know, honestly, no, I didn't really know what I wanted to do other than I wanted to not have a regular job.
Chester has brought wholesome family entertainment to Oklahomans every fall and doesn't plan to stop anytime soon. For Pete's Corner, I'm Noah Blackwell.